Welcome friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Arc Technicality. Today topic is climate basic. Uh, this topic is useful for our architecture students and in some cases our civil engineering students and our sustainable architecture students. This is very in the presentation we just discuss about some basic fundamental of relevant to the our climate. So we go to the next slide. My presentation outline is divided into definitions. Some there is difference between weather and climate. It's very general, but we don't know if we talk about reality. Then after that, solar geometry. Then we talk about discuss some elements of climate, or we say it's weather also. Then after that, references. What our internet says, according to the Wikipedia, average of the weather condition over a long period of time is called climate. I'll just tell you the definition. We will discuss in detail in upcoming slides. As per Oxford Dictionary, region with certain condition of temperature, dryness, wind, light, etc. They are just talking about some elements of the climate. Then scientifically, if we just see, it is the integration of the physical states of the atmospheric environment characteristic of a certain geographical location. They are doing a they are making a very tough language. Just make a definition, nothing. I pasted this figure. The figure represent Coffin classification. It's very famous classification. Coffin classification. Maybe my spelling is wrong, but pronunciation is right. It's a Coffin classification of the climate. Next is outline topic, difference between weather and climate. Okay, so what is the first line says, weather is the basically the way of the atmosphere is behaving, mainly respect to its effect upon life and human activities. Actually the word is behaving is wrong here. I have pasted from somewhere, so I told you why it is wrong. Actually it's a word behave is not right. It's changed with condition. Why I says, actually the condition of the atmosphere is called the weather, and the behavior of the atmosphere is called the climate. How? I told you, I try to explain example with an example. Like, you just assume this one is a guy. As a person, we have two things, our nature and our mood. mood of mind, maybe. Like we say condition. Sometimes like say कि as a person we are angry for some reasons, yeah, we are coming from as an hot conditions and just entering the home. So this is our condition. It's not same at that regular time. Same at it's not at same every time actually. हमेशा सेम नहीं रहेगा. So this one is changed to time. But nature of the person is from behaving to others is same. Like the person is conservative, like the person is serious personality, otherwise the person is a jolly nature. So if we come to directly in this comparison, so this one is the climate of the person and this one is the weather of the person. If we replace from men to atmosphere, so atmosphere behavior is called climate, atmosphere condition is called the weather. So we see our condition is very short term. It's changed from minute to minute, second to second, hour to hour, day to day even also. We saw there are so many places. Sometime it's a sunny condition, then suddenly it's a rainy condition. So this is the changes of weather, not the climate. Okay. Same climate is the long term pattern. Some scientists define climate as the average weather for a particular region and time period, usually taken over a 30 years. Actually, some scientists for study purpose they have taken a 30 year data of the weather data average, consider as a climate, including disasters. Like if any place there come at a flood condition, so they add the data in a rainfall or they may be considered as a climatic purpose. So they have taken a 30 years data with including disasters condition. Okay, so we go next slide. Most people think the weather in terms of temperature, humidity, cloudiness, cloud conditions, brightness, visibility, wind and atmospheric as in high and low pressure. But in the comparison of the weather, they have added some more data like in fog, in a precipitation, fog, frost, hail, storm. There are so many, but most of them, the main parameters are the same. I already told you in our last slide, in most places weather can change from minute to minute, hour to hour, season to season even also, and day to day. Okay, this is nothing, just an example, English words. So we go next slide. Okay, then another topic is outline. Topic is solar geometry. In this segment we talk about our earth sun relationship. So firstly, what is the sun? If you don't know, basically sun is the star. Firstly, sun is a medium sized yellow star. They may be considered as a sphere, intensely hot. Obviously we हम सब जानते हैं, we know it's a gaseous matter. Obviously earth goes around the sun. Yeah, earth goes around the sun in an elliptic orbit. We saw in the figure, this is the elliptical orbit. Then half of the orbit is called the perihelion and the half of the called is the aphelion. This condition is in January 2 and this condition is in July 2. Okay, we'll go to next slide. Okay, we are not reading the theoretical portion. We just talk about what the figure actually represent. Actually, we know this term is a very basic science. The earth surrounds the sun, but the axis of the earth is a tilted on 23.5 degree. It's rotating like, वो हम लोगों ने जो एट द बचपन में कभी देखा होता है, इट्स lattu, we don't know the name in English, but for our student we know this type of element. So we just run the we just bound with some rope type material, then after that throw it, and then it's moving from direction. So that this type of moving is actually relevant to the earth. So before this theory I told I gonna tell you earth is basically a geoid. Earth is not the sphere, not the proper sphere. Earth is a geoid. What is a geoid? Geoid means like this, like somewhere is part is excess and somewhere is depressed. So when you think about, so then depressed part is maybe ocean, and then highest point part is the mountain. So earth is basically geoid. Scientists, for study purpose, scientists make this model as an consider as a mathematical model of the earth is called the ellipsoid. So scientists basically they are doing for study purpose, they use a mathematical model ellipsoid. Then the slide is represent the earth axis, the earth has been tilted on the on axis of the 23.5 angle degree. This slide is also the represent of the movement of the earth around the sun in various conditions. We don't go in detail. Okay, this is very interesting data. This is figure of, if just consider this one is the earth and this one is the sun. So this is the dia of the sun. It's a calculated dia from by our scientist. So if you saw the sun from any point on the earth, the center of the earth, not say any point, it's a center. So the angle of the solid angle of the sun is near about 32 minutes, but the distance is this. So I got, this is very interesting figure, so that's why I pasted here. Okay, the figure is same. We know it's a basic sign. We know this one is the earth, this one is the sun. Then earth moves around the sun, and in the 365 into 1 by 4 days, we know the reason is that after the 4 years we just consider as a full day, so it's considered as a leap year. Then this is the ecliptic plane. So go, the subtopic is a different angles, we discuss in upcoming slides. We talk about some various types of angle, those are using in our further study. uh, the first one is a longitude. I'll tell you with example. If you saw the fruit orange from top, so with covering it look like this, same as earth. If you saw earth from top view, then it's like this, maybe center from here, same as an orange. But when you uncovered your orange, so then the inner structure is like these. It depends upon orange quality. Sorry. So in a same manner, if we divide our earth in this grid line, in this types of grid structure, so these line are the longitude lines, and we measure in from direction east to west. How is it possible? We taken from is central. The portion from here, those countries called the west, and this one is from the east. In basic, we know the coordinate system, so we follow like that, east and west. Like uh, uh, this one is our earth, and these are the our longitudinal line. So like, okay, I'll tell you the which one is the prime meridian line. Actually, Greenwich, is it a place in the UK? It is considered the prime meridian line is passed from the Greenwich. So we consider prime meridian line is called the Greenwich. So like, if we know, if we want, okay, what is the longitude of, example, what is the longitude of this point? So maybe if this point is from here, so it's near about to it near about 300 degree from west, we say, as an example. 300 near about lump sums is a 305, 310, maybe 10 degree from west. 310 degree 20 minute 40 seconds, like this. Then again, this one is for this is system for the longitudinal. And how we measure latitude? We saw in the elevation, earth like in this type of a sphere is look like same from top and bottom. Top and in the elevation views, wherever you wanna draw it. So when we divide the line like this from parallel to the equator, like when we cut any vegetable, or in some cases food, so like a slice of the, so it's like a slice of the earth. So this line is called the latitude line, and we measure latitude in east, or sorry, north and south system. We studied in the coordinate x direction and y direction. From the half of the earth, the above portion is called the north, and the same we said is the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So if we are here from somewhere here, so we say is near about 30 degree north, 30 or 45 degree in a north. Okay, so this is the basic latitude and longitude. After that, we just talk about some angle, different angle, like altitude angle. Sorry, yeah, I didn't saw this figure, so sorry. If, yeah, we saw this latitude lines, and these are the circle on the same long line of longitude line. Okay, okay, we talk about altitude and azimuth angle. What is the altitude? In the earth, on the earth, we stand somewhere like here. So angle from the sun is called the altitude angle. This one angle, like 35 or 40. Like example, like uh, in the case of summer season, uh, near about 11 to 12, the sun is our or sun is over on our head. So the angle of the altitude is near about between 80 to 90 degree, maybe 75 to 85 degree. It depends upon the geographical coordinates. And in the case of winter, yeah, must be angle is lower than in the case of summer. So the angle from the sun, it's called the altitude angle. Another angle is azimuth angle. Azimuth angle we consider as from the direction, like north, east, south and west. Like sun rises from here, it's near about 5 or 6 a.m. Then after that sun is here in the noon time. So maybe sun is here. When you go in a y coordinate system, so this angle is called the altitude angle, like this. And when you saw from the top, this angle, when we measure from north, this angle called the azimuth angle. We say in some cases is a solar azimuth angle, but normally we say azimuth angle. Clear? The third angle is the hour angle. Is it very simple? We know the day is long as 24 hour. So in the 24 hour, the earth complete a one round on her own axis. So if the earth moves around from this point, so after the 24 hour is completed one round. So he moves 360 degrees. And if we divide from 24, then the answer is 15 degrees. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? Earth round 15 degree in a 1 hour. So the angle of the hour angle is the earth is the 15 degree. Okay. So these angles are not useful at the present slides, so I'm not explaining in these angle of incidence and solar time declination in the in my upcoming lecture. when we go in detail, so you understand very well. Mm, According to this lecture, we will just know simple latitude, longitude, and altitude, azimuth, and hour angle. So we go next. Okay, so we this is our part of solar study, and we go in another section of the our element of climates. Before element of climate, I want to tell you one thing. There are three similar terms. In the case of lab, we saw in our architecture college there is a proposed by Council of Architecture is a compulsory climatology lab. Okay, the first is the weather lab, mostly set up in agriculture universities and so many places. Weather lab, climate lab, and third one is the meteorological lab. If you saw news channel, then you saw after the ending of news the girls come and then tell where the rain is expecting or not, what is the temperature in around your country. Now on the main point, on the main cities, the main points we say. So what is the difference between both three lab? Some instruments quality may be different, but instruments are near about are same. Both are compiled in a weather station. Weather station is already plotted here, and also here. What is the difference between weather, climate, and meteorological? Main difference is researcher. The level of researcher for weather lab is not too much high, because the work of the weather lab is just only they read the instrument, they taken the data from the instrument and collect the data. So, and in the upper level, the work of this lab, they have taken the data from this lab and they're doing calculation for the zoning of climate, or maybe for other studies for deciding the climate zones and other thing. And in the meteorological, they have taken also this data, and the level of researcher is high then both, because they are doing the prediction on the basis of this data. Okay, actually the storm is coming, what is the weather in the upcoming 2 or 3 days. So my main aim is that both lab instruments are same, work style is different, so that's why. Okay, there are some element, those are play a vital role in study of climate. The first important is temperature, then humidity, then vapor pressure, precipitation, driving rain, sky condition, solar radiation, wind. There are some special characteristic, and then vegetation. We are just discuss about one by one. Temperature. Anything is how much is cold and how much is hot, which is measured by the temperature. So the same line, the temperature is a degree of hotness or coldness. It can be measured by a thermometer, this figure. It is also a measure of how fast the atoms and molecules of the substances are moving. Actually, if you know in a basic science, there are three type of states: solid, liquid, and gas. The particle of the solid are very close, near to near, and the liquid little bit far away in the comparison of solid, and in the gaseous they are very far. So absolutely the process of heat conduction and is more in solid state. So this is very important. This is building solve. This is we just this is very physics basic term: conduction, convection, and radiation, heat transfer system. So temperature is already playing a vital role in our climate. So these are the unit: Kelvin, Fahrenheit, and Celsius. And this is the common relation between centigrade, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Then other side, this one is the map showing the diurnal variation with climatic. What is the diurnal variation? Diurnal variation. Diurnal variation means difference. In some places, the temperature in the morning is, maybe noon, is near about 40 degree, near about centigrade. But in the night, it is very low. It's near about 5 degrees centigrade. Then the difference is the diurnal variation is 35 degree. The difference of the temperature is called the diurnal variation. This is possible in the case of Rajasthan because the soil of the Rajasthan is sandy, so it is cool very fast and hot is also very fast. So in the daytime, the particle are very hotty, and at the daytime, in the night time, they are rapidly cool. Okay, humidity. Uh, humidity of the air, actually we discuss in very detail, but I told you all thing in this slide. This one is the relative humidity, this one is the solvent humidity, this one is the absolute humidity. Relative humidity is always measured in the percentage, that's why we multiply this 100. The first thing, what is the humidity? The presence of the water in the air is called the humidity. And then what is the relative humidity? Relative humidity is like that. I'll tell you the example. This is the room and this is the fill of the air, and absolutely okay, there are some amount of the water presence in the air. In the comparison between a ratio between water and air percentage is called the relative humidity. Like the unit of the relative humidity is not in the percentage. The relative humidity is unit of the humidity is called the gram per kilogram or gram per cubic meter. Like एग्जाम्पल मैं बताना चाहूँगा, किसी भी एक रूम में लाइक अगर 3x3x3 का एक रूम है, 3 मीटर बाय 3 मीटर बाय 3 मीटर का, द वॉल्यूम इज कॉल्ड 27 क्यूबिक मीटर. तो वॉल्यूम उसका 27 क्यूबिक मीटर है. लाइक उसके पूरे एयर के वॉल्यूम में 200 ग्राम या 300 ग्राम वाटर उसमें इन्वॉल्व है या फिर घुला हुआ उसकी एयर के में एज अ मॉइस्चर. तो 300 ग्राम वाटर है 27 क्यूबिक मीटर में. तो ऑब्वियसली वी डू द मल्टीप्लिकेशन 27 बाई, तो वी गॉट द वैल्यू फ्रॉम 1 एज एन कंसिडर 1 पर ग्राम पर क्यूबिक मीटर कितना होगा, देन वी गॉट द वैल्यू फ्रॉम एयर. सो बट द परसेंटेज ऑफ दिस इज कॉल्ड द रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी. सो कितने परसेंट पानी उस वहाँ की एयर में घुला हुआ है, दोस कॉल्ड द रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी. So we mostly time we listen about there is the 70% humidity, there is the 80% humidity, there is the 85. In some cases they are the very comfort zone, so then the humidity level is a 50%. Okay. Okay, we measure the humidity from instrument hygrometer. You saw in the hygrometer there is the normal thermometer, those taken value from the air, and in this thermometer we say it's a wet bulb temperature, and sometimes we say dry bulb temperature or wet bulb temperature thermometer, dry bulb thermometer, wet bulb thermometer. So in the wet bulb there is connected with a box. In this box we fill the water. So absolutely the value of this thermometer and the value of this thermometer, so obviously the air is always hot from the water, so the value in same condition, the value of the air is also high in the comparison of the wet bulb temperature. So the difference is a delta T, is that T minus T dash is a delta T, and this one is the air temperature. So this is the paste of the, this image is the paste by the research paper. So what is the value we got from the dry bulb temperature is considered from here, and the difference between dry bulb and wet bulb we taken from the air. Then we got it ki how much the relative humidity is in the our environment. Like we taken as an example, we take as a 34 degree centigrade temperature as an measure in dry bulb. Obviously wet bulb temperature is low than dry bulb, so we just assume it is a 29 degree. So the difference is 34 minus 29 is a 5 degree. So where is the 5? This one is the 5. So we consider as in column this and consider row as this. So when we draw the line, so this, so the value is 54%. So the 54% is the our relative humidity. Okay, so go for next. Vapor pressure is very simple. We consider as in actually some scientists are including in this climate, otherwise as an architecture student we don't need this vapor pressure. Pressure means is like an dabav, so vapor means as an water particle. So in the atmosphere, what is the pressure by the as in water vapor is called the vapor pressure. Is it very simple? So we got the RH value from this formula, PV by PV PVS, and the barometer. What is the where I'm so sorry. Using vaporimeter is that the instrument we measure the vapor pressure. Precipitation. Precipitation is a very important element. Is a collective term, means it's not an a single element comes in this term, used for rain, snow, hail, dew and frost. Actually what is the meaning? The form of the water available in our atmosphere is called the precipitation. The another line, all forms of the water deposited from the atmosphere is called the precipitation. It is and is expressed in millimeter per a time unit. Like this unit is as a distance unit we say millimeter, centimeter, kilometer. Kilometer is not possible in the case of a rainfall, so we measure in also day, even hour also, even minute also, and year also. When you search in the internet you got the data in a year. We didn't get the data in a device. Okay, so this is useful. Maximum rainfall over 24 hours is useful for prediction of floods. This is useful for our meteorological students. Okay, this one is digital. Actually this one is a digital and this one is the analog instrument. We say rain gauge. So we placed in a ground where no any sunshade or roofing water drainage directly comes there, in a open ground with no foundation, no कोई नो प्रॉब्लम्स लाइक कि कहीं कभी ऐसा होता है कि इट्स रेन गॉज को ऐसी जगह प्लेस करते हैं कि डायरेक्टली वो सारा पानी उसी में ही आए. सो वी जस्ट check that कि we place properly this instrument, then collect for proper collecting data, then after that measuring okay, how much rainfall in a day, in a year, maybe in a, but in a present era it's too much digital. We just based on a sensor, we just put in the our environment and they tell the directly how much is the rainfall. So it's a very good for us. Another is a dynamic rain. It is a very useful for our architecture student because when the rainfall, so it's not necessary okay, there is the no there is not necessary okay, there is the wind speed with rain. So when both are the mix, then there is the we say driving rain. So इट मे बी लाइक इन डायरेक्शनल वाइज कि वो किस डायरेक्शन की तरफ होगी रेन. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द केस ऑफ आवर विंडोज डोर प्रोजेक्शंस के लिए. दैट्स वाई. सो व्हाट इज़ द रेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिसर्च पेपर इन अ प्रोटेक्टेड रेंज मॉडरेट हाई एंड सर इफ लेस देन इज 3 मीटर स्क्वायर पर सेकेंड 3 मीटर बाई 3 मीटर स्क्वायर पर सेकेंड से it's greater and below from 7, then serving जो range है 7 meter square per second से कम, and this one is a high. This is a various research paper. Sky condition, we saw this image in various news channel. Sky condition, it is important. This is matter because this is directly affect to the our daylighting condition. So because if is the day is sunny or bright, there is a no cloud, so we got daylight maximum. But if the season is cloudy, so we didn't get even daylighting properly. So for daylighting purpose we consider this factor, sky condition. Next, solar radiation. We measure solar radiation, how much light we got from the sun, we say in a form of radiation, because in the sunlight there are two elements, light even also heat. So we measure the solar radiation by pyranometer. But I want to tell you the solarimeter or heliometer, what is the difference? Actually a heliometer is like a tube. This is work like it work based on altitude system. So actual position of the sun, we just stand on we just place on the actual position of the sun, then we measure direct solar radiation by through the pyroheliometer heliometer, and the pyranometer is like that. We measure direct and diffused, both direct radiation and diffuse radiation. Diffuse means it is scattered by our atmosphere particle, or maybe it diffused on the ground surface, both. So through the pyrano we measure both, but through the pyroheliometer we just measure only direct radiation. Direct radiation. Those solar rays is directly come through in our atmosphere. We just measure. Sorry. Go from next parameter. Wind. It is also important factor. Uh, in our basic science we studied there are two types of unit. Those have a direction, those have a not the direction. So if we just know, the wind is a directional unit because they have direction, like is a 3 meter per second speed from north to south, yeah, northeast to southwest, yeah, any direction. It's depend upon the geographical location. It's vary actually. Even speed also vary. This one is the anemometer, this one is the digital, and this one is the analog. We saw these types of thing in over of the truck, and there is a cock and then the four moving element, and we also say this instrument is a wind cock. Wind are basically convection current, yeah. It's a thermal relevant because heat transfer from solid to liquid or gas mode, it's called the convection method. Current in the atmosphere tending to even out the differential heating of various zones. The pattern of movement is modified by the earth rotation, is of course. uh, the wind is measured by anemometer, I told you, it gives in the direction and the speed, both thing. The speed is recorded in meter per second. If it's a typhoon or hurricane, so we say it's a kilometer per second, for purpose of designing the prevailing direction of a wind along with the seasonal variation in direction and the average velocity. So this is an important element of our climate. Then special characteristics means this is a particularly Reiki based study in which zone the earthquake comes most, yeah, tornado comes most, like this type, hurricanes comes, yeah, maybe there in the place dust storms coming too much. So these are the some special characteristics. So for earthquakes we know uh, there is the structural safety is very important, so we must be changes in our climatic conditions. So that's why we when we deciding the climatic zone, so these factors are playing a important role for an architects also, for architect also. Then vegetation, yes, of course we know it's a common factor. Everywhere is this place vegetation is playing a very important role. Sorry. Vegetation means uh, it's like an it's depend, it's a high vegetation, low vegetation, it's a is near about to a forest, but maybe not a, it's little bit not too much range of forest or mountaineer, so depend. The picture of climate is incomplete without some notes on the character and evidence of plant life. Yes, of course, because the vegetation is dependent upon our climate, because it is also comes in a biotic factor. So according to the natural condition we decide the vegetation. So both are the relevant. So vegetation factor is also important because we are not planting a deciduous tree on the desert. So even we are not planting the those trees, it's those have growth in dry climate to our humid climate. They are not well growth, so that's why the vegetation is also important. Okay, so my topic is over. Is there any suggestion? Yeah, if I missed anything before ending, I missed one point. Uh, for deciding climatic zones, there are so many parameters. It depends upon the scientist, and it depends on the scientist doing for which work. If they deciding a climatic zone for agriculture purpose, so they didn't consider so many conditions. They just consider temperature, rainfalls, and sky conditions. In some cases little bit take a temperature of humidity. They didn't consider about special characteristic, and they don't mind even earthquakes and other things. Yes, of course flood they mind, but they didn't mind they don't mind yeah, earthquake condition. So it depends okay, which type of you're doing, which type of scientist doing a study from which region. If this is for climatic zoning for building purpose or design purpose or for agriculture purpose and for geographical purpose, yes, maybe only for data purpose, it depend. So there are so many factors. Which scientist importance from which factor is depend upon the scientist and depends upon for the study also. So after this line I'm ending my lecture, and this is my reference. This is a very common book, Manual Housing of Tropical Climate by Otis Koenigsberger. Thank you. For suggestions, you send me through by my email and my contact number, and please like my video and subscribe my channel Arc Technicality. And press the bell icon for regular updates. Thank you so much.